Hey guys, Pope here. So today I want to go ahead and bring you a quick comparison video on the Smith Wesson SD9 VE. We're going to be comparing it to my Gen 4 Glock 19 and do a quick side-by-side comparison, and I'll let you know how I feel about both. So in comparison with the Glock, the Smith Wesson also has a polymer frame and a stainless steel slide. The Glock does have a stainless steel slide, but is coated in a black type of bluing. Um, for magazine capacity, the Glock holds 15 plus 1 in the head. The Smith & Wesson holds 16 in the magazine plus 1. I'll go ahead and show that to you now. There's 15 on there. You could throw one more in there and one in the head. It comes with the stainless steel magazine that comes in a very nice finish. As you can see, it is the 9mm with Smith & Wesson's logo down there at the bottom. Safety check. Now, the Smith & Wesson, as far as feel in the hand, and don't mind the scrapes and cuts and the wrist bandage. I had a little accident on the longboard the other day, but the Smith & Wesson feels pretty good in the hand. It is very sleek feeling compared to my Glock. The Glock, of course, it has the finger grooves here on the frame, so it can snug into your hand or your grip a little bit better. They also say that this is supposed to be the Glock killer for Smith & Wesson. I personally believe Smith & Wesson did it okay with their M&P series, but this right here is not a bad firearm. You can pick them up for anywhere from like $300 to $350. I paid about $3.25 for this one here. The Glock, as far as the frame and the texture goes, again, safety check. The texture is very rough on here, but not too rough to where you can't handle it. I've been using my EDC every day, literally every day, carried everywhere I go. The Smith & Wesson here was just something I decided to go ahead and pick up just for the heck of it. You know, I had a little extra cash I wanted to go ahead and use and buy another firearm. A lot of people now are into steepling Glocks and making them texturize better for their personal preference, to where the Smith & Wesson, it actually has a slight steeple texture, or I don't know if you can get a real good view of that, but it has a little texture there, and it doesn't feel too aggressive but not too subtle to where your hand is just going to slip off. But then also has this diamond texture on the front and the back of the grip. It also has a little bit of texturing here on the firing pin cover. It does also have a round indicator to let you know that there is one in the head, so you don't have to press check and all of that. But another great thing for Smith & Wesson, they do have front slide serrations, so if you do have to press check, it makes it ever so easy, like ever so easy to press check. Again, the rear serrations are easy to operate manually. Of course, the only way you're going to operate them. But other than that, the Smith & Wesson is very, very well made. The Glock, again, it doesn't have the front slide serrations, excuse me. The Glock doesn't have the front slide serrations, so there isn't really much of a press check. It doesn't have the round indicator, so you can't see if that there is one in the head. Nonetheless, you still check. Treat every firearm as if it is loaded. Gun safety 101, right? But my personal preference, I still choose the Glock just because it's something that I'm used to carrying all the time. I enjoy having it on my side at all times. The Smith & Wesson is more of, I don't know, I guess I would say more of a range pistol for me, because I do like to conceal carry. I guess you could conceal carry this, but it just seems a little bit oblong and big for me. I mean, in comparison with the Glock, it sticks out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it does stick out pretty far past there. And again, we're gonna go ahead and slide these in here. See, where is my stock mag? This is the OEM Glock mag, and it sticks out there pretty far past there. But when I put my Barracuda Tactical mag extension, I guess I couldn't complain about concealing very much of the Glock. But nonetheless, the Smith & Wesson here is still a very good firearm. I encourage anybody to go ahead and pick one up. It has not failed me yet for the couple of days that I've had it. Let me go ahead and clear these out. For anybody that's looking for a gun that is under the $500 price range, and I can't say will not fail you, but will handle just like a Glock, this is it. The Smith & Wesson SD9 VE has definitely got it. As far as the trigger, like, there's a little bit of room in there, but then when you go to drop the hammer, there's still that play, you know, like, okay, as you can see, this is the safety right here for the Smith & Wesson. If I'm pushing or I'm pulling on the trigger, there is still a lot of play, and then still pulling, still pulling, still pulling, still pulling. Break. Okay, we're gonna try that again. Now watch, just watch my finger. From the top. Pulling, 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 break. I would have to say, now, break to reset. Break. Reset. Just about there. Reset. Right there. Not too bad. But for the Glock, now, you know, as far as the Glock goes, the safety's in the middle for your trigger press. Now, see how quick that dropped all that extra? And now as soon as it breaks right there, okay? Now reset. Right there. Break. Reset. Break. Reset. It's literally break. Reset. It's very smooth, very crisp, and you know that it's there as soon as it resets. To where the Smith & Wesson, again, you got all this sponge, like no square pants, just straight sponge. Like, you would have a lot of hesitation and jumping because you think you're about to hit it. Well, you're not supposed to hesitate. You're just gonna reset. reset. And of course it breaks down just like a Glock. You have the two tabs, one there and one there. So just go ahead and slide back just a little bit, and you don't even have to pull the trigger, it just comes right off. Okay, you got your Smith Wesson stainless steel slide. Again, great finish, great reliefs on it. You get polymer guide rod, and it's looks pretty flimsy, but it's pretty tough there. And you get your stainless steel barrel. It is very thick and very heavy compared to the Glock barrel, but it does what it needs to do. Very nice. Again, sorry about the wounds on my hands. Longboarding is a adventurous sport. But assembly, again, is just like the Glock. You just slide everything back in, make sure your guide rod is in its proper place. You put a little tug on the guide rod, put it in there. Boom, magic. You can just take it, match up your slide, and there you go. Okay. Again, same thing with the Glock, except for the Glock, you gotta pull back and break the trigger for it to come off. You get, with the Gen 4s, you have the double guide rod, which is also polymer, but it's encased in steel housing. What I was saying about the barrel for the Smith & Wesson being a lot thicker. It's a wonderful gun here. And of course, as you know, or probably already know, just take it, match it up to your frame, rack it one time, and it's good to go. Okay. So, this is my quick video on comparing the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE to the Gen 4 Glock 19. If I had to, and had known about the Smith & Wesson, I possibly would have gotten one. It's a lot cheaper and you get a lot more for your buck. It's very true that you do. As far as calling it the Glock killer, nah, I couldn't call it a Glock killer. I understand that it has your little front rail, the serrations, and it feels good, you know, it does, but this right here is my downfall. That is just Smith & Wesson. I hope you guys really fix that on these models. I haven't been able to check out an M&P yet. I haven't been able to check out any other newer guns. Hopefully in the future I will, and I will have plenty more reviews for you guys. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Pope out.